We beseech in the Almighty to bless us with the strength to understand the knowledge He has been showering on us. And we also pray to the entire Guru Parampara to bless us for attainment of this knowledge. Om Tat Sat. Today we are on this Divine Discourse number 29, Friday the 8th of May 2020, Sharvari Nama Samvatsar, Uttarayan, Vasant Ritu, Vaishak Mas, Krishna Paksh, Prathama, the first day. Now we studied during our last class yesterday up to the verse number 63 of chapter 2, where we understood that when your mind is disturbed and when you're angry, what happens is that haze in your mind, it eventually makes you bewildered of your memory, your judgment, and you losing all this, you completely behave abrupt because you've lost your intellect. And with all this, you create so many mistakes in decision making. It could be towards financial decisions, it could be towards relationship decisions, it could be in every other field. Imagine like a person who is driving and is driving fast, but his windshield is getting clouded with mist now and then. He's not able to see what is there ahead. So in such cases, there is a sure shot of a collision, an accident. So in the same way, he says, when your mind is filled with anger, krodad bhavati sammoha, sammohad smriti vibhramaha, smritir bhramshad buddhinashaha, buddhinashat pranashyati. Pranashyati means it is destruction, ruining. See the strong words here Lord Krishna is using. He says it's not something which you can take lightly. And where did this all come from? Understand that in the first place. It is just that your desires were cropping up one above the other, and you went on satisfying them. And again it asked for more, again and more and more and more. Our Guruji used to tell, like, these desires are like the tissues. You take it off from a tissue box. The moment you pull out one, another one is standing there ready. Take me also. So one desire is taken out and fulfilled, another one says, you fulfill me also. If you see in the entire spiritual journey, what comes between you and God is your ego, and that ego is nothing but your mind clouded with desire. So here Lord Krishna says, see, this is the state where you finally land up in. So then, what next? Verse number 64. Chapter 2, 64. Please repeat. Ragadvesha viyuktaistu Vishayan indriyaishcharan Atmavashairvidheyatma Prasadamadigacchati. Atma Vashair meaning controlling one's mind. Vidheyatma, one who is controlling one's mind and one who has controlled the mind efficiently. Prasadam, the grace of God. Adhigacchati, he attains. And the first line says Raga Dvesha. Raga means attachment, Dvesha means aversion. Attachment meaning I want this, I want this. Dvesha means I don't want this. It may be good for you, but I don't want this. Viyuktai. Viyukta means you free yourself. Don't be too attached or don't be averse. Vishayan means the object of the senses. Indriya by the senses. Meaning one who controls the mind and is free from this attachment, aversion, even while using the objects of the senses. He attains the grace of God. This is what is precisely told over here. Meaning you be in this world, you enjoy whatever you need to enjoy, which are prescribed as per the dharma, but while you are enjoying them, don't get too involved. So this is where they say this, what happens is, if you get too involved, then the rasa is that essence of that incident, of that object which you have liked, it remains in your mind. And it constantly, it keeps tickling you, itching you, I want it, I want it, I want it. And what is attachment? The more and more you're just thinking about it, that is enough. That creates a deep desire. The thought becomes a desire. And that desire with that strength of attachment, you say, come what may, I want it. And then it leads to, we saw, if it is fulfilled, then it amounts to greed. And if it is not fulfilled, that amounts to anger. And somebody else has got it, you have not got it. So along with anger, there comes jealousy. So if you examine the 6 forts which we were talking about, in terms of the forts which we have built around us, the big forts which are not allowing us to escape from this bondage, what are they? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Kama is what? The desire. We're already under the grip of desire. Now if this desire is not fulfilled, the next one is Krodha. You got anger. If that is further not, meaning along with anger, you got Matsarya, the last one, 6th one. So anger and Matsarya go together. If it is not fulfilled, then you get Moha, delusion. Then you get Mada, a kind of pride. Sorry, if it is fulfilled, you get a sense of pride. I can do whatever I feel like. There's nobody like me. And if you have the wrong company, then all the more you are drowned, because they'll all keep feeding you with the wrong things. Friends should be like a mirror and a shadow. Mirror, which never tells you a lie. which tells you exactly what you are. It won't fabricate, it won't manipulate. It just tells you what you are. That is a true friend. Is something good in you? Yes, the friend tells you. This is good in you. This is not good in you. He says, see, I'm not finding this right. And why we call a shadow? Shadow, because a shadow never leaves you. Be you are in the worst condition, you are in the happiest condition. You are supported by your shadow. In the same way, friends should be a mirror and a shadow. True friends. So when you are in this state of mind, if you have this support from the true people around you, they will guide you properly. Mother, then even if it is fulfilled along with desire, then mother. And another quality, matsarya. What are all these qualities? Jealousy, lobha, more greed. Now all these are going to completely destroy you as a personality. So you have to ensure that even though you are in the midst of all these objects of the senses, be very clear, what are my limits? Am I exceeding? That constant monitoring of your mind on your thoughts. See, the whole control is of watchfulness on your thoughts. As far as you're watchful on your thoughts, nothing can go wrong. Because everything originates at your thought level. And this, you live this way. While you're using the objects of the senses, go ahead. You have the grace of God. Sri Krishna Paramatma, he repeatedly tells Arjuna in the whole of Bhagavad Gita, prominently, he tells, attach your mind to God. Don't attach your mind to these objects of pleasure or objects of senses. In how many places? In verse number 8.7, 8.14, 9.22, 9.34, 10.10, 12.8, 11.54, 18.55, 18.58, 18.65. Everywhere he's only telling Arjuna, be careful. You have your mind attached to something higher. See, here we are talking of a situation where God is the highest. But there are gradations also in our life, right? Where we need not go straight to the highest. If you can, nothing like it. You may ask, is it possible to do this way? You look at your own self. You as a mother. Let's say you had a habit of, on occasions or on weekends, or when you went for a party here and there, you may be used to taking a bit of wine and some beer or something like that. But once you got pregnant, what did you do? You said, no, I'm not going to take that. It's harmful for my baby. Now there what happened? Your focus shifted to the higher, which was your baby. Of course, your health was also important for you, right? Initially. But you had ignored your health. At the cost of your health, you were enjoying that. But when it came to your child, which is in your womb and is yet to be born, you said, I want to be very careful. Now this liquor is not going to do good for my child. And not only on this liquor, every other thing you were watchful of doing all your activities, because you know that the child is growing within you. So in the same way, now we have to move our focus to the higher. Draw a line, what has to be, how much and what you need to enjoy, you draw a line and be free there. Now we move to the next verse. This is 65. Prasade sarva dukkhana hanirasyopajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhihi paryavatishtate. Prasade, by divine grace. Sarva, all. Dukkhanam, sorrows. Hani, destruction. Upajayate, happens. Prasanna chetasa, with a tranquil mind. Ashu, soon. Buddhi, your intellect. Pravishyat, paryavatishtate, means it becomes established. So it means what? By the divine grace comes peace. And when peace is there, all sorrows end. And the intellect of such a person with such a tranquil mind soon becomes more and more firmly established with the Lord. It's a sequence. See? Divine grace starts coming towards you, because now it is you're moving towards God, right? You've made God as your altar. When you have switched on your phone, if there is network, it immediately your phone catches that network. Now our life was that we have switched off our phone. There is so much of grace around, but since we have switched off ourselves, it doesn't mind. The signals are very strong, the network is very strong, but we have switched off. You switch your soul on. That grace which is ever pervading all around, that will start pouring on you. And with that grace pouring on you, peace will start mounting on you. It will start slowly, as entering into a sponge. It starts entering you, percolating within you. And what to talk of a person who is in peace and established with God? He has got a tranquil mind. Once you have that tranquil mind, what happens? The hankering for all these material objects, the agitation for sensual pleasures, all that is disturbing you primarily, where is that gone? That slowly starts going away. It gradually, you will see that there is a decline. That outward pull, which is there for you to take you towards all this, that will start going. With this, your mind becomes more and more quiet, more and more in solitude. So it adds one to another, one to another. Mind being peaceful, your devotion being stronger, you're getting more firmly established in the Lord. It's like as you're going closer to the network tower, your signals are going to get strong. This is again, be watchful of your mind. Because if you're not watchful of your mind, then what happens? You really don't know what's happening inside. That is where we need to be focused. Somewhere you will not know as we saw the Rishi, he said, for thousands and thousands of years I married these 50 beautiful women, had children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. But finally what? My thirst for the sensual pleasures is not getting done. What a life I had, and I wasted all this just for this. All my yogic powers which I had collected, I just used it up for the sensual pleasures. Because of just that, he was not focused on what he was thinking. So the root cause, be watchful of your thoughts. Next we come to 66. नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चा भावयत शान्तिर् अशान्तस्य कुतं कुतः सुखम्. See, here he makes a statement. Ashantasya kutas sukham. Ashantasya means one who is not peaceful. Where is happiness for him? The Lord declares. Now you see for yourself. Your mind is not peaceful, so you can never be happy. Now let's go backwards. Happiness not there because you are not peaceful. You are not peaceful because you have a disturbed mind. You have a disturbed mind because it's continuously running after the sensory objects. See how very cleverly, what a great psychological teacher is, psychology teacher. Beautifully has explained. You have allowed your senses, and behind the senses your mind, to just go astray, keep looking at everything and developing a desire attachment to every damn thing you come across. See, many a times we see somebody has got something. It could be a little expensive thing. It is not coming in our budget, but we want that. Now we start making plans how you can fetch that. Why? Because you are completely fascinated by that particular object. First understand, do you have that kind of money to buy such a thing? No. But why should I not try? See what goals he has got in life. And there you start. You start trying to take a loan, you start trying to borrow money from somebody, then you try to use up all your savings just because that desire came, and you are after it, which is nowhere coming in the purview of the strength in your wallet. But that was that desire. And when desire is strong, your reasoning power goes for a toss. A friend or a person close to you may say, why you are after that? Forget it. No, I want it. So this is what is where your mind and senses are chasing objects, and in that chase you don't have a steady mind, nor a resolute intellect, nor a steady contemplation upon God. So such a mind which is not focused, which is not at peace, how can you expect it to be happy? See, this is Lord Krishna says, no God, K-N-O-W, God, no peace, K-N-O-W, peace. And then again he says, no God, meaning N-O God, N-O peace, no peace. Simple. No God, no peace. No God, no peace. Sounds absolutely the same. So if you want peace, bring your mind under control. And put that mind, as you put that mind on the welfare of the child. See, these desires were there since so many years for you, of having a nice drink on a weekend or at a party. You loved it. You enjoyed it thoroughly. But the moment you were conceived, you had a baby in you, you said, no, the baby is more important. Now you became less important. The same way, shift your focus to God. You have done this. It's not that you cannot do this. Here, there's one Sukti from Sukti Sudhakar, they say, which is verse number 56. It talks about Ratrir Gamishyati Bhavishyati Suprabhatam Basvanudveshyati Hashishyati Pankajashriya Evam Vichintayati Koshagate Dvirepe Ahanta Hanta Nalinim Gaja Ujjahara. It's a very popular verse in Sanskrit literature, which talks about a bee story. A honeybee. The honeybee was sitting on a lotus flower. It's enjoying the nectar. It's nicely sucking nectar from the flower. And, as the sun starts setting, the petals of the flower slowly began shutting. Now the bee is seeing this, because it doesn't shut up, meaning it doesn't shut at one go. It's slowly shutting as the sunset is happening. Now the bee is so attached to enjoying the object of its senses, which is sucking that nectar, it refuses to fly out. He said, there's still time for the flower to close. Let me have some more. Let me have some more. Some people are there, the bar is there. They come and say, sir, we are closing down. Sir, we are closing down. Yeah, aur ek peg de do, aur ek peg de do. Till they are driven out, they keep drinking. So the bee thinks there is still time for the flower to close. Let me suck some more nectar. And in the same way, what happens to us is, we are seeing age is catching up. And at some point, there is a sure sign of death. We know. But like that bee, we remain engrossed in this worldly pleasures, enjoying them to the core. You don't have to become old to know that old age is catching up. There are people around you who are getting old. Look at them. 10, 20, 30 years just passes away like this. Why do we have to waste that time? So here what is being said? You want to be happy? Control your senses. Control your mind. No indriya nigraha. There is no realization. There is no moksha. Take it as a writing on the wall. The whole pursuit of spiritual practice starts from indriya nigraha, meaning control of your senses. This is the foundation for a spiritual practice. See, you have to choose whether you want to be awake or you want to be asleep. You can't say that I want to be asleep and awake as well. If you are looking for happiness, growth, fulfillment, realization, salvation, you have to come out of this. See, it's not that you are giving up some pleasure and coming into a dungeon or hell. You are coming into a much better state in life. This is a bargain, right? Okay, I do this or I do that. In this bargain, you are choosing a better thing. Only thing was, we didn't know how this works. And now that we have come to know about this, I think it's the time where one has to take a clarion call. Kashtabhedo nipunopi sangrihika kuntito bhavati padma vibhede. A bee has the power to cut through wood. But look at the attachment to the sense objects. Forget about the bee cutting the wood. It is still inside the soft petals of the lotus. This is the next verse, 57, Sukti Sudhakar. That is the power it has. But no, it is there and there, enjoying itself. And in the meantime, what happened? An elephant came, broke the lotus from its stem, and it swallowed it. The bee, along with the lotus, enters the stomach of the elephant. The bee was thinking, my beloved lotus is going somewhere, and I'm happily going along with it. And it dies after a while inside the stomach. See in what kind of fascination and what kind of imaginary world the bee is, because it has lost itself in that sensory pleasure. You will not know what you are doing at that point of time because they are so strong. They know how to keep you engaged. Imagine yourself, these material desires are like an itching disease. You want to, it is itching, you want to scratch, you scratch, then the itching further increases, you scratch, further increases until blood comes out. That is the state. So now by grace of God, this knowledge has come. So we have to understand, oh, there is some meaning to this. I need to contemplate, I need to think about this and start regulating. And make myself happier. I am looking only at happiness backed with prosperity and the highest achievement. Can there be a better bargain than this? Tell me. What an offer. 1 for 1 free, we say, no? Buy one, get one free. What is this here? Buy one, you get 1,000 free. Even more than that. You are getting attainment, salvation. Look at that. And in the whole journey, you are being happy, peaceful, which will show on your face. It has an impact on your health. Because you are happy, you are peaceful, so your health is not disturbed. I told you about the psychosomatic diseases. All the problems at the body level, they originate in the mind. You have the right understanding of the mind, the right understanding of the world, and the right understanding of the people around you. So then, what's the problem? You know how to stop and at what point, in what manner. This is what Lord Krishna is giving us, that knowledge. He is equipping us with something which is extremely great for us to possess in life and practice in life. Okay, shall we meditate now? So all of you, please be comfortable wherever you are. If there's any part of your body which is aching, please adjust that portion of your body. Allow some blood flow. It will ease. In a relaxed state of your entire body. Keep your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Keep your forehead completely relaxed. Your face completely relaxed. You are in a relaxed state, peaceful and happy. There a smile on your face. Now we are going to do the Panchakosha Viveka meditation. This meditation is only going to tell us what is that which is permanent in life and what is temporary, Nitya and Anitya. Further, it's also going to tell us what is dependent on what. And to know this, we are using the principle of the drashta and the drashya, which means the seer and the seen. The seer sees so many things. It could be objects, people, places, which only tells us that the seer is different from all that he sees. So in the same way, using this principle, we move forward and we do a Panchakosha Viveka Jnana. Now slightly clench your fist a bit and relax. Are you able to see that it was the body? You can clearly see your body. Feel your body. Your body is the drashya, the seen, and the drashta is you, the seer. Label it, the body, and make a resolve. I am not the body because it can be seen and it does not have a source of strength of its own. Now let's move on deeper. Then am I the pranas? The life-saving forces within my body? Let's observe closely. Can I see the pranas? Can I see my breath? Yes, I can see my breath slowly going in and slowly going out at the tip of my nostrils. And the pranas operate on a borrowed source of strength. Label it the pranas. And I am not that, because I am the seer and the pranas are the seen. Now let's go a little more deeper. Then am I the mind? Let's examine and see. Can you see your mind? Yes, I can see my mind. Sometimes it is angry. Sometimes it is happy. Sometimes it is sad. Sometimes it is agitated. Sometimes frustrated. All this I can clearly see in the mind. Then the mind too is an object. It can be seen. I am the seer and the mind is the same. The mind too does not have its independent source of energy. It lives on borrowed strength. Label it the mind, and I'm not the mind. Let's go deeper and see Who am I? Truly. Then am I the intellect which controls the mind? Let's examine. Can I see my intellect? Intellect is that faculty of the mind which has the power to understand. Sometimes the intellect understands. Sometimes the intellect cannot understand. You have clearly seen this situation in your life. Of understanding and not understanding. The intellect is the seat of honor and dishonor. It elates when somebody praises you. It deflates when somebody talks ill of you. Recollect those situations in life. And make yourself clear that this too is an object which was seen by you clearly from time to time. You are not that intellect too. Let's dive a little more deeper within ourselves. Here I'm in a state of complete bliss. A state where there are no thoughts. Almost complete absence of thoughts. Completely ignorant of everything in and around me. This too I experience very rarely, other than in my deep sleep state. This too is not permanent, comes and goes. And the seer and the bliss sheet is the same. I'm not this too. Then who am I? Now all these 5 sheets are being constantly seen by one person. That is you. Now this you is not the body, not the pranas, not the mind, not the intellect, and not the bliss sheet. You are that which is that source of energy because of which all these 5 sheets are functioning. You can be there with or without the 5 sheets. But truly, the 5 sheets cannot be there without you, the consciousness. What is this consciousness? How can I feel it? How can I understand it? Please tell me. Since this consciousness is the knower, it cannot be known by the mind or perceived by the senses. Just as your eyes can only see but cannot be seen by your own eyes. Anything that is seen tells you that you have eyes. In the same way, every act of experience in your life tells you that you are the experiencer. Which, with the help of the mind, intellect, and the senses, are being perceived. You are completely different from all these objects. You are the eternal source. You are that consciousness. This consciousness, your true self, can be felt. It can be feelingly understood and understandingly felt. I will now make you experience this consciousness within you. Please follow me carefully. Now slightly raise your hands gently, about 6 inches from wherever they are. Place them in midair, with your palm facing the sky. Now feel the energy, the wave of sentiency in the hands. The Chetana Shakti. That basic awareness. Now slowly put your hands down. It's as simple as by asking you, are you alive? You say yes. What makes you tell that you are alive? The feeling of awareness in yourself. Tells you you're alive. That awareness is your true self. You are that consciousness. Which is infinite. Changeless. Limitless. Eternal. Omnipresent. Omnipotent. This consciousness is not in your body. This body, mind, intellect is in your consciousness. All that you see around your body, others, objects, mountains, rivers, sky,
the planets, the solar systems, the universe, the multiverse, the galaxies, the Andromedas, they all are in this ocean of consciousness as waves which rise and subside. If you presume or think that you are in the body and the mind, you become a jiva, a life which will go from life and death, one after the other, from one body to another, in this cycle of births and rebirths. If you understand yourself to be this pure consciousness, you will be in a state of realization. Eternal, blissful, and infinite. You decide for yourself where you want to be. Now slowly rub your palms, place them on your eyes, and gently and lovingly open your eyes. Anybody has got any questions? Please feel free to ask. Hello. After knowing everything,
why we create fear in our mind. Nikki, the nature of the mind is to survive on the strength of fear, emotions, desires, agitation, anger. That's how the mind gets food or gets strength for survival. So constantly its job is to keep you in these states so that its supremacy is established. So that's where we're getting this knowledge, and where we have a clear understanding that why should I fear? Why should I be angry? Why should I be jealous? Why should I be desireful? Because there your consciousness is constantly watching your thoughts. When the mind watches your thoughts, what happens? It will take you in the segment where it gets strengthened, but you have to consciously, meaning knowingly, with awareness, watch your thoughts, and then you take it on the right path, because now knowledge has set in. You know what good thoughts can do to you, and you know these thoughts which are backed by this agitated mind, they take you nowhere except into unhappiness and sorrow. So it's the nature of the mind to cause fear, vita bhaya, vita raga bhaya krodha. It had come in the earlier verses. Vita, I want, raga, attachment, bhaya is fear, and krodha is anger. These are the tendencies of the mind. Yeah. So now you know, so you have to keep away from the mind. Sometimes, we have been dealing with people for so long, and at one point we come to know their true nature. And we say, now let me keep away from this guy. He's no good. He's not worth it. Okay, till now I was there, good with him, whatever it is. So nicely, come out and keep away. Okay. Anybody else? I hope it was clear to you. Okay. Now, shall we conclude? There are no more questions. One second. I get a question from Gyanlata. So, intellect should rule over the mind. No, see, intellect, yes, at a particular level, intellect is that which decides for the mind. Mind only gives you the data always. If you have to understand the faculties, mind gives the data for to the overall mind, and the intellect is a faculty of the mind which processes the data and tells you, you do this, you do that. Now, how does the intellect decide? It decides based on the purva vasanas, the sanskaras what we have gathered from our past life, which come in the causal body, karana sharira, which we discussed earlier. So if the intellect decides over the mind also, it decides in favor of the mind only, which are all what just now, this fear, vita raga bhaya krodha, what we spoke, it decides that way. So you have to use your consciousness, your awareness to decide. Of course, through the mind and intellect only, because they are the faculties in your body. But the power of the awareness should be there, which is backed by this knowledge. Mind, intellect, they operate under the spell of the ignorance, where it has been attached to something, not knowing the higher. Now when you have known the higher, all your percolation of knowledge, your decisions, actions have to come from the higher realm, where you have gained this knowledge, supreme knowledge of what is good for you in a long term or a everlasting perspective. Good question. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम तत्सत् श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु Our deepest gratitude and humble salutations to the Almighty and the Guru Parampara for having chosen us as a rare selected few who get this divine knowledge just by the grace and the grace and the grace of the Almighty alone. Om Tat Sat. Thank you everybody for being a part of this wonderful journey. Looking forward to see you all tomorrow. Hari Om.